Hey you, come, gather around the campfire, and welcome to the party. This is Party Chat, a JRPG podcast where we talk about everything that we love in the world of JRPGs and other Eastern titles. I am one of your hosts, Cameron Hawkins, and with me, as always, is my party partner, Kevin Kenson. Kevin, how you doing this week?
I'm feeling better. So, okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to take too long because we also have a guest to introduce. But real quick, so last week I talked about how, between recordings I went to MagFest and that was a whole blur. This time, the past week's been a whole blur because I got really sick. It might have been COVID. I didn't get a test, but having had it before, that felt very much the same vibe. I'm still a little tiny-ish bit off today still, but I'm about as back as I've been so far. There were a couple days that were gnarly. I tried doing work stuff. There's a couple things I missed out on that I'm very sad about. But so it goes when you get sick. So feeling better today.
So it goes. That's good. That's good. And with us this week, we have a special guest. They are a staff writer at Nintendo Force, as well as a part of the Level Up Legacy podcast. We have the number one Elaine Auclair fan with us today, Miss AvengerMags. Mags, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. I'm chilling because the heat is not working in our house, but I'm doing okay despite that. Just kind of enjoying the early part of this year, kind of the start of 2026, jumping into a fresh start. So doing well.
Awesome. Now, I want to get this part out of the way, and I want to preface: I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater.
I don't know.
'Cause
I don't know how I feel about this.
No, I'm not a hater. I swear.
I'm guessing this is a Trails thing where I'm just going to be here
This is a Trails thing. This is 100%.
I knew this was coming. He had a cryptic reply to one of my tweets earlier this week, and I was like, "Oh, where is this going to go?" I have no idea.
I want you to, I think you, I don't, I listen to the Level Up Legacy, and I've listened to plenty of podcasts from that you've been on there, and
Sure.
I don't think I've heard you ever really talk about why you love Elaine so much. And I'm not saying that Elaine's a bad character. I'm just saying that for me personally, Elaine's just neutral for me. And so I just want to know, for someone that's super passionate about a character that I don't really hear get a lot of love all the time, I just want you to, have the opportunity to be like, hey, this is why I love Elaine.
Just speak your truth.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to do this, and I'm so glad you're not a hater because I probably would have just left if you said that.
No, I love that. Anyone on the Bracer Guild, I got that shit tattooed on me.
I love it.
Yeah.
We love bracers in this house. So I guess to start out, bracers are probably my favorite faction in the Trail series. They're just the heroes, right? They're good. They kind of are their own independent organization. So they do what they think is right in the methods that they can. They're all about trying to not kill people and not get their hands dirty, but preserve the peace and protect people and protect civilians who can't defend themselves. So Elaine's a bracer. That's already putting her high on my list. But honestly, I just love her character because I can relate to her so much. And I think that goes a long way when we play games and interact with characters. The ones that we relate with, we really kind of feel a connection to. So in the first Daybreak game, she's a little standoffish. She's a little guarded. I don't think that a lot of people love the first impression that she gives because obviously she was hurt by Van, who's the protagonist of the Daybreak games and Trails Beyond the Horizon. And but being in her position, I've gone through what she's gone through, and I'm like, you know what? Valid. I feel that. And I also just love her journey where she kind of slowly starts to let her guard down and warm up to Van and other characters in the story and just kind of show a more vulnerable side as well. So I love that. And then I also just love that she is really strong, really smart, has a huge sense of justice that never leaves. When you were first introduced to her in Trails into Reverie, kind of in that daydream portion of the game, you see her just really working hard to expose something really evil, and just kind of her journey in that. And so, just all of those things together, I just love her, and I just relate to her so much. And actually, one other thing, there's a particular scene in Trails Beyond the Horizon. It's not really a spoiler, but she kind of talks about how it's hard for her to kind of separate things in her mind. And I also like really feel for that, like how you can sometimes have a negative experience and it's hard to like disassociate from that, even when you're trying to like enjoy things in your life. And I'm like, man, like I just get this character. I feel like she gets me, and that's why I love her a lot. So hopefully that made sense, but yeah.
No, that's totally fair. Like considering her position, both like like out and inside and out of the Bracer Guild, like it's surely something that she struggles to deal with because she's in such a public eye on both sides, right? And so just like the expectations that she has and things like that. Kevin, I know you don't know what I'm talking about, so
she's a great character. Just take my word for it, okay? I promise.
Yeah, I'm trying to go a little bit spoiler free because like because I don't think we even learn. Do we learn like who her relation is until like Daybreak 2, right? Like I think that's when we first find out.
Like with her relationship
like,
with
her
Van.
Parents are. Who her parents
no,
are.
we learn in the first one. It's kind of close to the end, and then you're kind of like, oh, and like that sets her up too because like, you know, there's some really tough stuff that she has to deal with her family.
Yeah, that does happen in Daybreak 1. Yeah,
yeah,
right.
And it's not really her fault, but she still has to navigate it.
yeah. You know, and that's great. So bonus question.
Okay.
Give me some of your other favorite Trails characters after Elaine.
Okay.
You talk about Elaine so much. Yeah. Like, what else you got? You know?
Okay. Okay. Estelle Bright. Elaine and Estelle are at the top. I don't know if I could pick a favorite between those two.
Estelle is the best MC, 100%.
Oh, 100%. Like she's right. She's right here in the back. She's wonderful. I love I mean, if you play the OG, you know that she gets compared to like the sun. Yeah. Like Sunshine. And she just is like, she's just a good hero. She's the sun. She's warm. She just brings that warmth to everyone around her. And she never really compromises who she is, even though she does kind of grow and change throughout the games. So yeah, love her. Other faves. Let's see. Oh, I love Lloyd as well.
Yes, I love Lloyd.
He's a lot like Estelle. I love how he's not like the strongest guy. Like if you have like a Trails power ranking, like he's not going to be at the top.
He's the weakest of the MCs.
But
for sure.
I will say from a power standpoint, he is probably the weakest, sure. But his like empathy is what gets me. Like that is how he's able to like help people and do what he does throughout the story and really like save, you know, who he needs to save throughout his journey. Like it's because he can relate to people and make them like feel like they can trust him. And I just love that like he's a very unconventional hero in that sense. Especially because in Trails like you have like these really super strong characters and like he breaks the mold of that in a bit too. So yeah. Definitely Estelle and Lloyd for sure.
Cool. Yeah. I don't want to. I'm not trying to open a can of worms here, but this is something that I still really stand by. That like maybe other Trails fans won't agree with, but I do think that like I want to preface that I think that like every Trails game at worst is like an 8.5 out of 10 game. Like every game is fantastic.
I agree. Yeah.
To varying degrees. That being said, I do think that once Kondo stopped directly directing those games with like after the Crossbell arc, there was a shift. There was a small, like even if it was a small one, like, you know, like I just, you know, I really have been loving Daybreak. Daybreak feels like it's getting back to what those games felt like. But nothing tops like those first two arcs for me. It's just, they're just so good. And they just feel so complete in a way that, you know, I'm not trying to be a Cold Steel hater. I just think that like
get it. I totally
Cold Steel was a, you know, what I tell people is I think Cold Steel was very ambitious with like the amount of characters they were handling and things like that.
Yes.
But I like Reen is fine. Like, you know what I mean?
No, you're gonna get canceled now.
I know, I'm gonna get canceled. But like, I'm not
How could
crazy
you?
about Reen. I'm not.
No, I get it. I understand. I think with Cold Steel, I think they really tried to like copy some of Persona's stuff, and it just didn't quite work. Like it doesn't always
heard
work
that,
in a series
yeah.
like Trails, because every single game is connected like for this like whole story, and when you open up the aspect of like choices and like bonds, you miss out on content because you only have like a certain amount of bonding points and that sort of thing. That is hard to like weave into a story where like characters are gonna come back and leave. And so I just think like they saw Persona's success and they wanted to replicate it, but it just doesn't quite fit for their vision of this series. And I think that led to some
Yes.
issues with Cold Steel for
Yeah.
sure.
The
So I
fact
can
that-
understand that.
The fact that Reen is not canonically with Alyssa is stupid. It's
Don't get
so
me started.
it's-
Don't get me started on this. I
and I-
totally agree.
And I like Laura more. Like, Laura's my girl. But, like,
Oh,
it's Reen and Alyssa.
okay.
Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. I have them both back here. You probably can't see
Yeah.
them, but they're back there.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
totally feel you. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, last thing, and then, Kevin, you can return to the
I
conversation.
know. I feel bad. He's
promise.
just kind
No,
of sitting
it's okay.
there
I'm actually
listening
trying
to
not
us,
to
and
sneeze
it's
for
like,
the last
what?
20 seconds.
So if you don't, do you remember the episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob and Patrick foster the baby clam?
Yes.
Yeah. So Kevin has never watched SpongeBob, so
like 3
well,
episodes.
he's watched a
Crazy.
few episodes, but he hasn't.
Crazy,
Yeah. You need to watch like the first 3 seasons,
Yeah.
the movie, and then like honestly, like the next like 2 after that are really good too. Anyway, and the narrator's like tomorrow for sure. That's him with the Trail series. That's him with the Trail series.
Like
That's me with a
one
lot of
day
things.
I'll
Like-
play it.
But
Yeah.
on this podcast, that's you with the Trail series, because he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play the original before the
Yeah, that didn't
remake comes out."
That didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
I did, well, no, I did play it. I just didn't beat it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's fair.
How
That's
far
fair.
did you make it into the game?
Not far.
Not super far.
Oh,
I finished like the second. What are they divided into? Chapters, acts? I finished like the second one of those.
Yeah. So you did Roland and you did no, Bose is
I think it.
No, I
Who
think it
knows?
is.
Bose. Yeah, Bose. Bose is
Bose
yeah.
is after
Yes.
Roland. Yeah.
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 Yep. And so
Wow.
yeah, he'll get there in 10 years.
That's what Brandon says too. I mean, he played the remake, but like he's just like, yeah,
I will
just
say
talk to
my
me in
new
10 years.
my new renewed push is that I will play the remake before second chapter comes out, so that way I'm able to do them back to back.
Okay.
That's a good
I think
idea.
that's good because after you finish the first one, you're definitely going to want to play the second one. So playing them back to back isn't a terrible idea.
Yeah, I will say that like with you know, like hearing, because I did listen to your guys' episode, like Brandon, from just talking to him at PAX and also like him being on the pod, he definitely seems like a guy that like likes JRPGs for different reasons than like I personally do, or maybe you do.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
so,
I think
like,
that's accurate.
Knowing that, like, when he was mentioning the things that he got like frustrated with, some of that was like, oh, this is because you just haven't experienced a Trails game yet. You're gonna be glad that this is a thing, like in future installments, like party members
Like
going
Cold
in and
Steel,
out,
for
and
sure.
like things like that. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's something that like at first I was like, oh, that kind of sucks, but then you're like, oh, it is meant to be this way in a way that matters. But yeah, and then you know, just lastly for me, and then Kevin, you can come back to walk to see or to land.
To land.
Yeah, some of my favorite characters. Olivier is my goat.
Oh, I love Olivier. And
Olivier's
Matt
my
Mercer,
goat.
like, voicing
Yeah. Oh,
him was so perfect.
Oh, I can actually tell you this story, and you're gonna appreciate this.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Kevin. I'm going on a tangent here. So 2 or 3 years ago, I got invited to a Critical Role party at after the Game Awards.
Oh,
and so
wow.
going into it, I'm like, most of the Critical Role cast is probably going to be there, and I'm probably going to be able to meet Matt Mercer. That's super dope. So I get to talk to him, like, you know, we're just like having drinks and stuff. and I tell him, like, I know you don't get this compliment a lot, but shout out to Olivier from Trails. And he's just like, oh shit, Cold Steel, hell yeah. I was just like,
I love that.
yeah. And then I don't know if you know this, but the original voice of Olivier in the original Sky games is Troy Baker.
Yes, I do. Yep.
And so I was talking with one of the Carolina, who's the voice actress for Overwatch. We were talking, and you know, the whole room, you could sense that someone significant walked through the door. And so I turned to my right, literally like a person next to me. It's Troy Baker. And so I'm like, oh my God, both Oliviers are here at the same time.
In the same room.
And I like, you know, I was a bit of a mark, I'm not going to lie. But I told Troy, I was just like, you definitely do not remember voicing this character, but this shit means something to me.
It doesn't mean something to you, but it means something to me.
Yeah, because he said, like, there's plenty of characters that he's voiced before that he just does not remember voicing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
so I told him,
many.
like, I was like, you are not going to remember voicing the victory lines
for
of Olivier.
Oh, so they weren't as fully voiced back then.
No, it was victory lines. That was it. And so I got a picture with both him and Matt at the same time.
Amazing.
And I was toasted. I was so gone at that point.
I remember seeing you.
I literally had my eyes closed.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Nothing could bring him down.
100%. I was like, well, eyes closed. I was like, this is one of the greatest moments of my life.
He ascended that evening.
Absolutely. Anyway, love Olivier. And then Louvet. I love Louvet.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a fave. I think, especially for the Sky fans.
I think he's just one of the best antagonists in video games. Like, just
he has layers.
Good. So good.
Ogres.
And then if I had to say a third, it's probably Estelle. Probably.
Okay. Estelle, of course.
Yeah.
We love
It's the Sky crew. So, 100% top 5.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So,
wow, so they're all from Sky for you. So that's interesting.
He loves Sky.
It's my favorite arc.
Second chapter is his favorite, I think it's, like, one in general.
Yeah, same here. No, I'm with you.
Actually,
it's my favorite.
I think I might have to put Tita above Estelle.
Really?
I love Tita.
Oh, she's so cute.
She's the little girl with the cannon, right?
The cannon.
Like engineer.
Yes. It's like as big as she is. Yeah, when she shoots it, it's like she bounces
Tita.
back.
like when Tita came back like later in the series, I'm not gonna say when, I was like, Tita! I was so happy.
That's amazing. I love it.
The Sky party is my favorite JRPG party. Like, traditional JRPG party. Like Sora, Donald, Goofy, goaded, but
well, of course.
Yeah, I got my Sora, Donald, Goofy going on right here. Anyway, so so for that long icebreaker, Kevin, welcome back.
Yeah, I do have one quick tangent I want to go on, very, very quick. Just because the story about, like, Troy Baker's not going to remember doing these voice lines for this. My favorite example of this is that for the original U.S. release of Yakuza, when they did dubbing, Mark Hamill was Majima. No recollection. Like, he's been asked about it, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I have no idea. I don't recall doing this at all. And, like, it's, like, a fairly decent number of lines in that one, because they were doing more, like, voicing. Yeah. And so it's so weird to be like, oh, yeah, like, who is the original voice actor of Majima in the West? Mark Hamill. Well, Luke freaking Skywalker, the Joker.
Of all people.
And just...
That is wild, yeah.
Okay, well, I feel less bad about how long that took because it's a pretty light news week this week. So not a whole lot to talk about. But before we do that, we're going to get into some housekeeping. If you have been enjoying this podcast, please go to your podcast service of choice. Give us a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. We do have newly structured benefits, whether it be YouTube membership or Patreon for $5. You can sub and get the bonus episode, our Campfire Catalog podcasts, which are like our book club podcasts. We're currently working on Legend of Dragoon still, and Amori. Wow. Yeah. So we did Chrono Trigger first.
Yep.
And then we did Chrono Trigger first, and then we did Lunar 1 and 2. And Legend of Dragoon, we actually decided before Lunar, but Legend of Dragoon's a long game.
Yeah.
So, and we kept on getting games to review, and it's like, we don't have the time to play this game right now.
Yeah. So many games.
We're getting there. We are getting there.
We're going to do catch-up. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, and then we also, our Discord is now open. So if you want to hop into the Discord, we'll have it linked in the description of this video or this podcast, and you can hop in. We've already had a bunch of people hop in, which has been really cool to see. So we'd really appreciate that. Go to youtube.com/Kevin Kenson and hit the subscribe button over there. And also go to youtube.com/@LevelUpLegacyPodcast. Hit the subscribe button over there and show some support to Mags, Brandon, and Slam. Now we're going to get into the news for this week. Again, really light news week. So what we do know is that we're supposed to be getting a Yakuza 3 and Dark Ties demo some point soon, leading up to its launch. We still don't know exactly when that is going to be. And then they also shared some information regarding Yakuza 3 Remastered once Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties releases. I'm just going to read the Twitter post. It says, the release of Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties is now less than 1 month away. Everyone at the studio has poured their hearts into creating this title, and we're truly looking forward to the day everybody can play it, finally play it. We would also like to express our deep gratitude for the warm support and respectful feedback we receive from communities around the world. While we may not be able to reply to every comment individually, please know that we hear all your voices. We place great importance on staying faithful to our creative direction, and we hope you will enjoy the completely new experiences we have envisioned for Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties. Those who have already owned Yakuza 3 Remastered will still be able to continue playing it. For those new to the series who wish to experience the original version, it will be available with purchase of the Yakuza Complete Series bundle. We hope you look forward to our upcoming releases as well. Thank you again for your support and feedback. So the bundle is going to be, I believe if I remember correctly, $130. And that includes, like, again, all of the games so in the series. And that is the only way you're going to be able to get Yakuza 3 Remastered digitally once Dark Ties releases on February 12th.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks, but
Yeah.
I mean, it is worth
It's a
noting,
lot of money.
Yeah, it is worth noting. I mean, this is a terrible decision in general. I'm just going to say that right out. But it is worth noting that this is one of those instances where it's great that physical is an option because they do have the remastered collection that's 3, 4, and 5 all in one, and it seems to get fairly regularly printed. Now that might be changing in the near future because of this, but I'd say keep eyes open. And honestly, even if that ends up going up in value, I can't imagine it's going to jump up to more than what that digital bundle is. It'll take some time before it hits that kind of level at least. So, if you don't want to drop $120 or you already own a bunch of the other games and you want to check out like 3 Remastered specifically for whatever reason, that is an option still along with that very pricey digital bundle.
Yeah, and like at least I don't know if it works this way on PlayStation or Xbox, despite being primarily a console player, but I know that at least on Steam, if you already own some of the games, the price will go down anyway. So if for some reason you have like 0, Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, and then you want to buy the rest, you can get the bundle, and then it'll be much cheaper than the $130 initial price, which is cool. Max, have you played the Yakuza series yet?
I have not. I actually own most of them because I was able to get them pretty like inexpensively via VGP like a few years ago, and so I
they've
had
done a
them.
couple really good sales.
Yeah, I think I was able to get like 1 through 6 for like less than $100 or something. It was crazy. And so it's tough because I don't know like if I should start at the very beginning or if it's better to jump in with like the more recent entry with like a dragon entry. So it's just whenever I'm able to like tackle some of my backlog, like they're on there, but it's just kind of tough. Like I don't know exactly where I want to start when I get that time.
Yeah,
For sure.
Me and Kevin might have two different opinions on this, like because we both, if I remember correctly, started with Yakuza Like a Dragon, correct?
Okay.
So Like a Dragon was
So
the
with
first
the
one I
more-
finished. Yeah. Did I get
Okay.
disconnected?
Okay.
Okay, because because for me, I started with Like a Dragon, and then I went back and played 0 through 6 before Infinite Wealth came out.
Okay, gotcha.
Because Yakuza Like a Dragon, you know, some people will say like that's a fine starting place because it's a new protagonist. And then, but the thing is that Infinite Wealth, the next game, the old protagonist returns and is a co-protagonist.
Right.
So it's just like, okay, well, gonna go back and play through 0 through 6, and like, I know that I'm a bad guy here. I get it, but like, I think most Yakuza fans will say like, oh, like you should like explore Kamurocho, do the side stories and stuff like that. Those don't just never really hit for me, compared to like Trails or like other franchises. That like, if you just want to mainline it to get the main story of 0 through 6, you could knock that out pretty quickly. You can knock that out pretty quickly. And so it's really kind of up to you. Like if you engage with the side quest and you're like, oh, I really like this, it's going to take you a lot more time. But if you're just trying to like do the main story and like get through it that way, you could get, you know, it's basically like playing an arc of Trails to play all 7 of those games up to Like a Dragon.
Okay.
Like a Dragon is like a traditional JRPG.
Yeah, it's
much
longer.
Yeah.
that type of thing.
Right.
Yeah. Most
So
of the
it is like. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like most of the Kiryu games, like the original run before Like a Dragon, if you just mainline, it's like 15 to 20 hours. Like it's not that heavy of an investment. Like a Dragon, significantly more to get through the main arc.
Yeah.
I would say on the side quest thing, like dip your toes in them at least, like especially for like Zero and
Yeah.
the Kiwamis. I think 3 through 5 you can like skip them a little more, but at least for like the first couple ones, I think it's more worth, because especially because those were later remakes and there's just a lot more going on. Some of the connective tissue and some of the side quests is really nice. So
Gotcha. Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, so 0 really is like you would want to start
That's
with
where
0.
I would recommend. That's
Because
where I
it
would
was
recommend.
it came out after 1 and 2 though.
Yes.
Correct.
Correct.
Like it's like a
Yeah.
prequel, but it came
was a
out
prequel.
later.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
when they did
okay.
but when they did the
Go ahead, Kevin.
Kiwamis, the remakes, those were after 0, so they kind of
okay.
added some things in to then kind of give a little more flow that way. I think if you really wanted to, you could start at 7 and then go back. I definitely wouldn't go straight from 7 to 8, because 8 is arguably
Right.
almost more Kiryu than Ichiban. But
okay.
if you
It
really
is.
want to like timeline order it, yeah, I would say 0 first. Some people say 1 first, which is fine, but I think 0 first, then Kiwami 2, and just go in timeline order, I think is the way to go.
Yeah, I would just say do 0 through 6, Like a Dragon. There's like some remakes that are like not connected, like a Dragon Ishin, like that's like its own experience,
Right.
that you can do. Yeah, you should have a good time. It's a solid series.
Isn't there one more before Infinite Wealth?
The
that's
Man Who
just
Erased His
Kiryu?
Name.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
Mhm.
I
That
feel like
was-
there was one more, and that's kind of like almost like a side story type thing, right?
It is.
It's like a
but I would definitely
prologue
recommend
of
it.
sorts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's connected and relevant. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, if you're ever intimidated by like how much there is to this series, a great way to get a vibe for like if you're going to be more into it or not, I would actually recommend checking out Judgment first, because Judgment
Yes.
is same universe but different cast. There's 2 of them, and you can play both if you want, but I think like the first Judgment alone is like bite-sized enough and complete enough that like that's a really great way of just knowing if you're gonna like the general design of these games. It is also one of the better ones. Like I often argue, it's just one of the best games RGG has made.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But that's a great way to like dip your toes.
Yeah, Judgment is my favorite RPG game.
Wow.
Okay. It's mainly because I love Yagami as a main character, and then just like the story, it's just so good. Like I love it. So yeah, that's also an option for sure.
Cool. Noted. That might actually be a little less intimidating, so I appreciate it.
Yeah. That's actually what that was when I was first debating, because I played 7, then I was like, do I really want to play these like 8 other games in a row?
Right.
I heard so many people praise Judgment that I was like, all right, you know what? I'll pick up Judgment. I'll check that out. I think it was like right after they did like the PS5 update as well. So it had like, you know, it was better frame rate and cleaner or whatever. And that was really what helped like solidify me into like, okay, yeah, I want to dive full in on the series.
Cool.
And then the rest are pretty just like quick stories that we don't have to like divulge deeply on. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is going to get a patch for PS5 and PC that is going to introduce streamlined progression, including the ability to keep HP and MP topped up and always hit for 9,999 damage. Sure.
If you just want to blaze right through it, you can.
That's gonna be really funny with because there's some bosses that have like they're kind of multi phases, and so when they take so much damage, you get like a quick cutscene. So I'm just imagining like combat starts, hit them once, cutscene happens, hit them again, another cutscene happens. Like it's just gonna be so jarring.
Yeah. It's also fun in games where like your characters look like they're really struggling and you're just not, and so you're like, what's wrong? Like, why are you freaking out right now?
Sea of Stars, Kevin, is coming to iOS and Android on April 7th. It's going to be published by Playdigious. Playdigious, I think that's how you say that. And it's going to be available for $9.99. Kevin, you gonna play Sea of Stars on your phone?
I might check it out just to like see like how they did a job of it. I've heard, I haven't played the other stuff, but I heard Playdigious has done like some pretty good like adaptations to mobile for other stuff. So, I mean, I love Sea of Stars. I like supporting those guys. I'll probably end up throwing $10 their way just to see it. It's cool. You know, it's one of those things where I think what's nice is that, because I'm actually on their server for Discord, and as part of the announcement, they were like, hey, there's no ads. We're not like doing chapters. Like you just pay $10, you get the whole game. We're not going to do any kind of like mobile specific gimmicky how we like price it out. Like just you buy it, you get it. Enjoy. I will say one thing worth noting is that as of right now, at least, the mobile version is not going to come with the DLC, which was free with the main game. But they have kind of said like, oh yeah, like if enough people are buying the mobile version, we'll probably like that will incentivize us to like get that ported over as well. So
yeah,
you know, the phone version for now isn't going to be like the full game that's available on other platforms, but hopefully it'll hit that as well.
Speaking of Sea of Stars, I didn't put this on the docket, but did you see how that Chrono Trigger vinyl got announced?
I did see that. Yeah. So
scoop that.
Have you seen the conspiracy theories with the concert going on right now?
Oh boy, what's happening now?
So as part of like, because they're doing these concerts, I think they're only in Japan right now, and that was part of like where the vinyl was announced. They also have on display a bunch of little figurines that look like some of the art that's been shown off, but they're like actual like little 3D figurines. So it's like, are these models like are these, especially after what they are already doing with like, especially with like Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, how it has, So everyone's like, so are we gonna get a game where they look like this? Like, is that what's gonna happen? And so there's a lot of, you know, as always when it comes to Chrono Trigger remakes, everyone's grasping at whatever they can. But that's the latest in the trend of, is this a sign? Is this a thing?
Yep.
That's funny. The way you said, "Are these models?" made me laugh. That'd be cool. I mean, I should go and see what those models look like because I did not know that was a thing that they showed off.
Yeah, and they're like they're still like the base level, so they're all gray. They don't have like paint on them or anything. But yeah, and it also that's
definitely suspicious. Then what the fuck?
Yeah, and it's
they could just sell figures. They could sell them as figures, but
they could. But is that the only reason they exist?
What's wild about that too is that would mean, like, if this ends up being a thing, that would mean that the direction they go for a remake would be to do like a full 3D treatment, which I think, like, you know, 10, 15 years ago, that's what a lot of people probably would have asked for if you weren't just being like, no, don't touch it, leave it alone, just keep it as it was. But nowadays, there's so many people that yell for HD 2D, and it's like that might not be the route they're going if that's what this is a sign of. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm down for whatever as long as it's good.
Yeah,
The
for sure.
the original still exists. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they do bring that to more platforms though, because only being on Steam right now is painful.
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
Yes, it is. Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising. New character Ilsa will launch on February 10th for $7.99. And then Fatal Fury City of the Wolves Season 2 DLC characters have been announced. We got Kim Jae-hoon in January, Nightmare Geese in February, Blue Mary in March, and Wolfgang Krauser in April, with 2 more coming in May and June. That is the news for this week. Now we're going to get into what we've been playing. Mags, what you been playing?
Yeah, so I've pretty much exclusively been playing Trails Beyond the Horizon for
Hell
the
yeah, you
past
are.
several weeks. I'm almost done.
Oh, where are you
And
at? Where are you
it's-
at? Without spoilers.
Yeah. I'm in the last Kevin route before the finale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so almost done. I hope to finish it, this week at some point. I don't know how long is the finale, would you say? Like, is it like really long?
I
Like
would say
Trails finales go?
6
Okay.
hours.
That's
About
not
6 hours.
That's
yeah.
not too bad. Okay.
Yep. So you
Good to
did the
know.
Reen and the Van ones.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yep. So it's been really good. I mean, I'm a Trails fan. Obviously, I love them all. But I do really appreciate how this game is kind of like moving the plot forward. I won't spoil
Yes.
anything, but just like how, it felt like Daybreak and Daybreak 2, it was a lot of setup. It was
Yeah.
a lot of like, okay, like let's build up. Because, that's kind of how the first entry in all of the Trails arcs go. They set up a lot of things and you're not really sure what's happening, a lot of mysteries. And then the second game kind of like makes them all make sense. But with Daybreak, in Daybreak 2, it didn't really do that. It kind of felt like more of a pause and more setup. And so in this game, it just finally feels like there's some things coming together. And
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's yeah, it's definitely taken longer, but
yeah.
I still do not understand how they're able to craft the stories the way they do, where they like plant these seeds
Yeah.
so far, like so early, and you're just like, and every once in a while they just give you a little like tap on the shoulder, being like, oh, remember this is a thing that we
Yep.
teased like way back when. And then
Crazy.
I'm just telling you that the end of this game is like so like it's not as crazy as like the last 8 hours of Azure. Where
Oh,
like
well,
it just
I don't know if anything can top that
was-
segment. Like that. Yeah, that
just
was
how
like
it
way up
continuously
here.
topped itself.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's not like that level, but I think
Okay.
like in the sense of like plot twists and revelations, but just like the impact of this single revelation that happens, you're like, when you're at the end of that game, you're gonna need to just sit by yourself for a bit. But like your perception of the series will fundamentally change.
Wow. Okay. I mean,
like,
it's
straight up.
Yeah, and it's building towards that because, like, there's just so many things that it's mentioned where I'm just like, oh, like, of course it connects to that. And, like, the whole, like, concept of time, like, we've seen them play with that throughout the series, so I'm excited to see how it all comes together at the end. But, yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I was not sold on the routes with Van, Reen, and Kevin. I was super happy to see Kevin come back, like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But Reen, I was like, this man, can we like retire him? Like, he's done his part. Okay, he saved the world. Like, he's done his thing. Like,
I cannot. I don't co-sign that. I'm sorry.
no. What I'm saying is that's what I thought.
Oh,
but,
okay.
like, before I played the game, I was like, like, I don't know. I
Okay.
don't love it. But after playing his routes and like seeing him come back, I'm like, all right, like, I was wrong. Like, I'm good with it. Like, I see how it's all making sense. It just took like a little bit to like convince me, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, one thing I will say is that it's tough, right? Because like I do obviously like seeing other older characters come back and like seeing them catch up, see where they're at, that type of thing. But I also like I'm going to like say something like just you. It doesn't affect you, but for listeners, like literally skip like 30 seconds at this point. So like you have basically finished. When you finish Reen's stuff for this game. He does not come back. That part is over.
Oh, so I don't get to play as him again?
No, it is like when the finale starts, it's just Van.
Okay, see, that's helpful, and I'm glad you told me that because I'm gonna have to build some other characters like way up because
Like
I
outside
didn't
of
use
the
some
Grim
of his
Garden,
party.
outside of the Grim Garden, you don't like, and even then I don't because story stuff. Like they're still there, but they're not there. If that makes sense.
Okay.
And Kevin's the same way. So it's like it's just Van. And so like I just feel like with Reen, with that context, not a lot happened in Reen's route. Like,
No,
and
I don't think so. I think that's fair.
And like I think that a lot of the really interesting stuff came from Kevin's route.
Oh, Kevin's routes have been the best so far.
I agree.
I don't know if I'll go that far. But
Of course, Kevin agrees. He gets it.
I don't know if I'll go that far. But I
Yeah.
will say that like it is it's really great, and like the chemistry between him and the picnicking front is so good.
I think so too.
I love the picnicking front so much.
I think for me it was more because like we haven't had Kevin as a lead in so long.
Yeah.
Like I was just so happy to have him back and like see how his character is like kind of facing a struggle that he's faced before and like just kind of bringing back all of those like Sky the Third types of things going on. So I think in that sense, like I think that's why I've enjoyed his routes more. And plus just that you get some crazy reveals and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
And so
most of the reveals are like in Kevin's route, and
Yes.
so it's really good. I also like another, we're talking about favorite characters. Like I don't know if I would say like that they're definitely not top 5, maybe top 10, but like I love Lapis. I love Lapis.
She's cute.
so fucking funny.
She's hilarious. She's always hungry and like she's just I appreciate how she sees the world though. Because like they have like her and Kevin had like a great connect event in one of his routes where she's just like, how do I really know if like who I am is like okay, or like if I'm kind of that question like, am I enough?
Because she doesn't like feel empathy in the same way that other people do.
Right. And so that was just a very touching moment because Kevin's like, well, I've kind of felt similarly too.
Yeah.
And so he kind of reassures her. And so there was some really great moments that came from that and her personality.
Really great chemistry. Really great chemistry.
Yeah.
I also just in general want to shout out Damian Haas as Van. Like his
my
performance
gosh.
in this game is so good.
Yeah.
Like genuinely fantastic. Especially, it's not even especially, it's just like I just think that any game with like an anime character, like they just don't get like the level of respect they deserve a lot of the time.
Sure.
Like, me and Kevin make fun of Persona 5 all the time, even though we both love that game.
Yeah.
We think it's the weakest of the main 3, but like dude, like Robbie Damon as Akechi should have been nominated for a Game Award. Like,
oh, he was incredible.
So, or like Billy Commence as
Maruki. Yeah.
Are we serious? Like both of those performances were like top tier, like masterclass, and it just sucks. But like Damian Haas is incredible in this game. Like first 2 games, he was always good, but this one in particular, there's like these moments where it's just like, man, he's really acting his ass off.
Oh, for sure. And I have to like think that the direction, like the crew behind that as well, did a very good job just with providing context to those moments so that he could do it. I don't think that's often recognized enough. But yeah, and especially with Van's character in this game, like he's grown a lot. And you can tell with how he responds to certain situations, but also just the types of situations he's in. There's just like such a wide like variety of things that he has to respond to. And so, yeah, he's definitely delivered all the way around.
Yeah, the way he engages is with like Ren, Agnes, Elaine, like it's really, really great.
Yeah.
I genuinely like it's tough. Like depending on how this series, like this arc ends, and like in general, like I like Lloyd more, but I think Van might be like a better written MC. if that
He's
makes sense.
very well written.
He's like really well written.
I don't know if I love his character as much as I love Lloyd's and Estelle.
Yes.
Like, there's certain parts of his character that just annoy me. Not saying that makes him a bad character. In fact, that may mean that he's a better character because like there's just certain things you have like tension with. But I do think that he's very complex and relatable, and I appreciate them kind of having a different kind of character as a lead compared to like Estelle, Lloyd, and Reen, who are all very like heroic, like good, like solid. Like Van, he is too, but just kind of in a different way, and that's refreshing. So
Yeah, and I think the main reason I just really like Estelle and Lloyd is because they're just, they're just people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing
Yes.
special about them. They're
Right.
just people, and like that's
Yes.
what I really love about them as as their characters,
Me too,
particularly. So, anyway, any other thoughts on Trails before we get into the topic of the show?
Yeah, just a wonderful time. I can't wait to discuss it more when I'm done because I've heard that the ending is crazy. So I'm hoping to finish that soon and then just, freak out about it and
You're
have
gonna
fun with
DM
that.
like
So
all of your friends being like, "What the fuck just happened?"
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it all comes together. But yeah, it's a great game, and I think truly like everything with the Calvert arc is coming together in this game. And that's been great to see. So I'm excited to see what they do, like, with the next one.
While it's on my mind, because
Yeah.
this will be the last time we talk about Trails for the episode.
Maybe.
You say.
Probably, hopefully. Hopefully for Kevin's sake.
Yeah, sorry, Kevin.
It's
Let
okay.
me hear
I'm
your
still
top
recovering
3
from a cold.
Trails games.
So you said top 3?
Top 3 Trails games.
Okay. Trails in the Sky First Chapter Remake, number
Okay.
1.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. So, yeah, I guess I'll just go 1, 2, 3, since I
Okay,
started with
cool.
that one. Trails to Azure,
Okay.
and probably Trails into Reverie. But what I will
Okay.
say is that second chapter's remake is going to knock first chapter out.
We are getting a remake of a top 10
The best
JRPG
game.
this year.
The
Like,
best, yeah. Because second chapter is my favorite. But, like, knowing that the remake is coming, like, that's going to, like, bump it to the very top. So,
And,
yeah,
and
like,
now knowing
'cause-
too,
'cause
like how the
second
remakes
chapter
are
for
handled.
me.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
knowing that it's going to look like that and play like that, like, there's no competition. That's going to be the number one
Yeah.
for me.
Second chapter is my 4th favorite game of all time. Like it is, and
Yeah, it's one of the best.
I don't know. Like I need to replay Mass Effect 2, but it might top it at this point.
Hey,
like,
that's one of my favorite games, too. That is, I mean, come on.
ball knowledge. I don't know what can we say.
It's, like, so good.
Yeah. Like I mean, if you put like second chapter on top, just for simplicity's sake, and you did, that is literally the same order as me. Like
Yeah.
second chapter, first chapter, Azure.
Azure.
Oh, okay. Like it's tough because like it's hard not to have first chapter right next to second chapter because
It
they're
is.
so tied in.
It's like one
Yeah.
game.
I think
basically.
Azure is
It's like one story, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Azure is a better game than first chapter.
it is.
But,
I'd agree with that, yeah.
In my personal like love for the series, it would be that order. 2,
Is that
1,
still
and
true
then
with the
Azure.
remakes?
But
like
Yep.
man.
mechanically?
Oh, I would like. I will say this. Like, I would have no issue going back to play the original first chapter. I would have no issue with that. Mm-hmm. But if it's just out of simplicity and just like access, I will just play the remake.
For sure, but I just mean in relative to Azure, because you were saying Azure's the better game, and like, so do you feel like that's still true with the remakes?
Yes,
or?
including the remake. I would say Azure is the better game.
Okay.
I would say so.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think second chapter is better than Azure. Like,
Yeah,
even
second chapter, yes. First chapter,
regardless
no.
of like whether it's a remake or not.
Yes.
But Azure, I think, is a better overall experience than first chapter.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow. We're on the
We're-
same wavelength with these games, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. We're killing it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah, we're going on the topic of the show for this week. We're basically going to talk about what we kind of expect from Nintendo's 2026 predictions, wants, don't wants, that type of thing.
Sure.
While it's on my mind, because I've been keeping it on my mind so I don't forget, because my memory is trash. I want to talk about non-video game media for Nintendo first. So just so that we didn't end up forgetting it.
Sure.
Because I could totally see us getting into the nitty-gritty about video games and forget talking about like the Mario movie and Zelda movie and things like that. So let's talk about the Mario Galaxy movie. Where's our temperature check on that? How did you like the first one, Mags?
I thought it was great. Jack Black killed it. I feel like for the most part the cast was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I just thought it was a good time. It's not like my favorite movie of all time or anything like that, but I thought it was a lot of fun, and I think it's cool that Nintendo is kind of branching out into that kind of media as well. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Kevin?
Yeah, we've talked about it a couple times. In fact, I think the last time we had this talk, it was with someone else from your show.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really love the first Mario movie. There's stuff about it I do like.
Okay.
And Jack Black is definitely, of the casting, my favorite.
He's the best part of the movie,
He's the best part.
Yeah.
I actually also do like Charlie Day as Luigi, but only because I hope we at some point get, a Luigi's Mansion movie, because I think Charlie Day in that scenario would be perfect. Otherwise, I'm a bit more hit and miss with the casting. There's some just general pacing story stuff I didn't really care for. They got rid of some original scoring stuff to fit in licensed music, which felt like the wrong choice to me. But also at the same time, I think I'm just not the target audience. I like Mario, but I know they're trying to make a more kids movie type thing, and I also just don't really care for Illumination, so that's just getting off on the wrong foot right away. I will say I liked the trailer we got for Galaxy. I think we talked about that before.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I dig this vibe. Probably because Jack Black was kind of taking the lead in it, which again was the best part of the first movie.
Yeah, he's just so good.
He's so good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a chance. I might end up liking it more. There's a couple of these. I feel like a lot of game movies sequels tend to, I think, figure it out a little better. I think the Sonic movies are a great example of they're kind of figuring out the balance with each one more and more. And I'm kind of hoping that a similar thing happens here with, what Nintendo's doing with Mario.
Cool. Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar vein where I thought it was fine. I was like, don't ever need to watch that again. It was fine for me. Because I didn't watch it in theaters. I just kind of just delayed myself from watching it, and everyone was talking about Peach's song, and then not another SpongeBob reference.
Oh, here we go.
You remember the Flying not the Flying Dutchman, but the pirate. I forgot the pirate's name in SpongeBob. That Tom Kenny plays, where he watches the Lost SpongeBob episode. And he's just up on the chair, mouth agape, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
That was basically
was
me when I was like, this is what y'all have been hyping up all these years, or this year.
All these years, it felt like years to you.
No, yeah.
You're like, stop.
This is what y'all were trying to argue should get an Oscar nomination. What? I was so confused. I wasn't even mad. I was just confused. And so, yeah, I thought it was fine. I agree. Jack Black obviously was the highlight, and I do like Charlie Day as Luigi as well. And so it's just we'll see. I thought the trailer was funny, mainly because of Jack Black, where he kind of has this whole tantrum, and he's like, "Oh, my bad. Sorry about that."
It was so cute.
That was cute and funny. But yeah, it's kind of I'll go see it for sure. I'm definitely not against seeing another movie just because the first one didn't do much for me. But yeah, we'll see on that. Now let's talk about Zelda, because I think Zelda's a much more interesting topic. For context, Mags, I'm not a Zelda guy. Like
Okay.
I've hardly played any Zelda games. I don't know what your history with Zelda is, but
I've
like
just played a couple of them. I'm not really like a super fan or anything, but I appreciate the ones that I played. Like,
yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. I'm not trying to get like some torches lit up on me right now. So
Would it
I'll
be
just
an
say that
episode
like
otherwise?
I've played Zelda, and they're games that I have played, and and so like with this movie, it's like, I'm not against seeing it. I'm not particularly excited for it. I am curious if Link's going to talk.
That's
Do we
a
think
good
Link's
question.
going to talk? How are we feeling about that, Kev? You're the most Zelda.
Yeah.
So
you have the
here's-
authority here.
Yeah. Okay. So I think he will. I think the worst case scenario is they have him not talk, and then there's like he says a thing at the camera lens in the final like 5 minutes or something. Like that's
That would
the
be
worst
so
case
bad.
scenario. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the friggin' it's like what they did with Master Chief in the Halo TV series, where you get through a whole episode where it's like, yeah, this is Master Chief, and then it's like helmet off. What? I feel like that would be the worst case scenario. I think they're gonna have him talk. They might have him be kind of minimalist, you know what I mean? Like not talk a lot, very simple, maybe. But I don't know. It's a creative choice. I have so many questions about how this movie could actually be pulled off, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
Mario movie in general was like a hard sell for me, and Zelda I think is even harder in some ways, because it's like, what exactly are you going to cover and encapsulate in a hour and a half to 2.5 hour long movie? You know what I mean? Like, what are we actually doing here? And the fact that it's live action, like, we'll see.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the Mario movie, and I don't know how I feel about this one in particular. We've got a little while still till, because that one's not till 27, I think, right? As far as the plan goes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be a minute till we see like more of it, but I'm going to check it out of curiosity. They have my money either way, and they know it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like, I'm less worried about it just because it's not like an animated movie under Illumination. Because like, again, like, not trying to disrespect Illumination, but we
No, you
talked
can
about this on the
disrespect
podcast before. And like, outside of Despicable Me 1 and 2, Illumination hasn't really done a whole lot for me creatively. And knowing that this is live action, yes, it's still Universal, but like, it's live action. There's going to be like obviously different creative minds at play there. And I'm curious, like, I have more faith that that they're going to do something somewhat interesting. And they don't even need to do it interesting. Like, honestly, I think keep it simple and straightforward. That's where you're going to find more success here, at least for a first movie, where it's like, yep, go to the temples, fight Ganon, you win. Like, don't make it too complex. Depending on how long they're deciding to make the movie, I assume it'll be like an hour and 45 minutes. And yeah, see what happens. Max?
Yeah, I do wonder like what the story is going to be. Because I just feel like in the games it's so much about like exploration and puzzles, and I don't know how that's going to translate to a movie. So that's kind of my question. I'm not really sure. And I almost wonder if it would have fit better into a TV show format versus a movie.
Oh, it definitely would have.
Like, yeah. So I don't know, like, how maybe they have a plan to do, like, several and, like, release them, like, within a few years of each other. I don't know. But, that's kind of my question, is just, like, what is going to, like, kind of, like, hold this movie together? Because, like, I just don't know what they're going to do with the plot. Because the games just aren't told in a way that's, like, cinematic at all, like, in my opinion. Like, it's just a lot on the player to, like, discover the story on your own. And you can't really do that with a movie because there's not any interactivity there. So, I'm curious to see, like, what they do. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters because, like, I'm just not, like, a huge movie person anyway.
Oh, really? Okay.
Not really. Like, I enjoy games, and I enjoy, like, reality TV and wrestling and that sort of thing.
Wrestling? Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, so,
Focus game.
we don't... Yeah,
We're
sorry.
not, no
Sorry,
tangent.
sorry.
No tangent. Keep going.
Yeah, but so I don't know. I do want to see like what the trailer looks like. I'll obviously like see how people respond to it when it comes out. But yeah, unless it's like getting like rave reviews, I'm not sure if I'll check it out right away. So
That's
where
fair.
I'm at.
Yeah, I do think just thinking about this some more, another thing to be interesting in terms of how they handle adaptation is the fact that Zelda games are mostly, in terms of the adventure itself, a solitary thing, right? Like, maybe you give Link a fairy companion to talk to, but like a lot of it is like a guy soloing dungeons and stuff, and there's talking to people in between. And so it's like, how do they walk that balance a bit of like, are you going to be focusing a lot on like a supporting cast that he interacts with? Is this going to be just like him on a solo journey for a lot of it? Are we going to have prolonged shots that are just like exploration and action with just Link by himself? It's very interesting how they'll balance like having cast, because we know there's going to be other characters. Like obviously Zelda's going to be in it. I'm sure we'll have our Ganondorf and stuff. I think I've seen some theorizing about who's going to be. I think there's been some theories we're going to have an Impa because of someone they figured out is like going to be in the movie. So like,
Oh yeah, Daishin. She's from Severance.
oh yeah,
There's like pictures of. Pictures of her on set. She's like a great choice, like in my opinion.
Yeah. So, yeah, it raises the question of, like, how much are you going to be using the supporting cast? Like, how often is the story going to be, like, just Link? Or are we going to have people traveling with him? Or are we just going to not focus on those travel bits as much? It's a whole lot of questions of how you handle what you're bringing to screen. So, yeah.
Right.
Cool.
I guess we'll see.
Well, so originally when we asked Max to come on, we were going to talk about more specifically Monolith Soft, but then we ended up deciding to expand. So I think we should hop into that next. What do you think? Do we see something from Monolith Soft this year? If so, what is that? What does that look like?
Yeah.
Max.
So I think we'll at least at the minimum have a reveal of their next game. I don't know if we'll get the game this year. Because we know they're working on something. They're hiring a lot. Like, we see that on X and Twitter and whatnot. And we know that, like, they're working towards something. But I don't know. I don't know if that game will actually come out this year, or if it's a 2027 thing. Especially because we're getting Fire Emblem this year. I don't know if, like, you want to release, like, a Fire Emblem and a Xenoblade in the same year. I don't know if that's, like, the play. But, yeah, I also don't know if we're gonna see like a Xenoblade or like a totally new IP. I honestly wouldn't care either way because I'm a huge Xenoblade fan, especially Xenoblade 3. That's probably like in my top 3 games of all time. Just love that game.
Okay.
Love it. I thought like that was like Monolith Soft at their best, like at their absolute best. So I would love to see what they would do after that in the series, but I also just wonder if it's better for them to start with something completely new with the Switch 2. Like have a totally new like JRPG IP that can kind of like allow them to start fresh on this new platform and be something that folks can jump into without like kind of having that worry like, am I going to understand everything because I've not played all the Xenoblade games? Like these games are so long, like I can't do that, and just kind of have like an easy entry point. So I kind of hope they do that because I want them to get more of like recognition, but I'm just not sure like which direction they're going to go.
Yeah.
Kevin?
I think just on that point, I think there's two different things I think actually. First off, I do think if we're getting like a new game, I think it would still be Xenoblade, but I do think it would be somewhat soft rebooty, where it's like, look, we're not going to call it 4. It's going to be Xenoblade whatever in the title, and it is going to be a continuation of this overall like concept and arc. But we are going to have fresh cast. We're going to have, like, there might be those little bits of, like, callbacks or things to the earlier ones. But you treat it as, like, you can still start here. It's okay. We're not going to say you have to have played 1, 2, and 3. Because even, like, when 2 came out, right, that was kind of the pitch that, like, oh, it's called Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but it's fine. It's its own thing. And then we kind of learned later it wasn't. But it still worked that way initially. And so I think if we're going to be getting a new game from them I agree with you timeline-wise, I think maybe we get a reveal this year, and that's a 27 release. I think this year, just between, like, we just got X last year, we're getting an RPG release that's first party this year. I certainly wouldn't mind a 26
No.
release. But I just
I
think
wouldn't
27.
either.
Yeah, I think 27 makes more sense. What could happen sooner, and this would impact that. I'm mostly saying this one as a shout out to our good friend Dala. Xenosaga
yeah, for
remakes.
sure.
Xenosaga
Yeah.
remakes. Like, it just, come on. Like, it's like they've been working with
Come on.
Bandai Namco. The IP is being held. Even if they're not remakes, even if they're just like polished up, solid remasters brought to current systems, or specifically Nintendo, since they own Monolith at this point.
Right.
I think that's not out of the question. Personally,
Right.
I would love to see them touch Xenogears at some point, but I just feel like Saga's a little more likely.
Yeah,
If they're
I
going to
agree
reach
with
back to
that.
any of that older catalog, at least.
Yeah, I think that could definitely happen this year. And I saw like his tweet about like something like swirling around on the internet, kind of confirming that maybe. So hopefully it happens. That would be a nice way to kind of like have something from them as we wait on like their next big project. So
Yeah, so for context on that, basically on Bandai Namco's website, Xenosaga is like no longer listed as a franchise under them. And so people are theorizing that they no longer have the rights, or they no longer own the Xenosaga.
Right.
But there's no like legal listings or
Anywhere.
legal docs saying that. So the other side of that is that they have shelved the franchise.
Sure.
So it's just one of those things. And apparently, there was like a pitch for a Xenosaga remaster at some point that got rejected. So it's just a bit of a, I don't see a Xenosaga thing happening unless Nintendo outright buys the IP, which I don't think they will do. Or like Bandai will be like, yeah, we can make it like if Nintendo like basically does all the work.
Right.
yeah.
And then we get like a portion of the
A cut,
profit.
yeah.
And so and so I like, for me, like I would love it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I want to play those games, but I'm more on the pessimistic side on this one. Pessimistic side of me. I'm like, I don't know. I don't
No,
think
for
so.
sure.
It's a
I'm
long
definitely,
shot.
Yeah, you know me. I'm usually that way too. I want to believe for Dala. You know, like that's
Oh
just
yeah.
that's what
Oh, yeah.
How can you not?
It is rough too. Like, it is rough if they decided to do any kind of further work on that or Gears, because of the fact that like Sayori Saga has basically completely removed herself from the game industry now, and that sucks because like
Yeah.
if you're an old head like me who enjoyed those older Xeno games, and like I still like Xenoblade, like we've had conversations about this where I'm not as hot on it as some folks are, but I do like Xenoblade a lot. But there is something to me that feels like writing wise is missing from those older ones, and a lot of times I feel like that is like Saga's influence on things, just in terms of getting a little bit more into some of the like the psychoanalytical aspects and kind of getting a little more weird, like out there philosophy mixed in.
Yeah.
And you know, it would be a shame if they, outside of like a straight up remaster port, it'd be a shame to like alter or change things without her involvement to me. So like, yeah, it's a whole,
For sure.
it's a whole thing.
It's complicated. Yeah.
Now, something that I could see happen if they're still taking time with the next Xeno game. I need it. I need a Xenoblade 2 remaster. I need it.
Okay.
I need a definitive edition because I'm a Xeno Chronicles 2 guy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Like I think it's the best one personally. But like I know
I don't agree with that.
No,
but
I know.
You go
I
for
know.
it.
No, hold on. Don't get me wrong. I know its faults. Its faults are right in your face. I get that.
They indeed are right in your face.
But like
Shoved right in your
But, like,
face. Yep.
yep, multiple
like-
times.
Jin is one of the best
good.
JRPG antagonists.
I do like Jin a lot. Yeah.
I agree with that. The villains in that game are like top
Like,
tier.
Yeah, like when they're doing like the JRPG shit, it's like some of the best I've ever experienced. Like just some of the absolute like holy shit, what did I just experience? Like
Yeah.
this is video games, baby. Like
Right.
you know, and then like one of the rare endings that got me like just really emotional. You know, I think that despite its obvious issues, that it kind of has like the highest highs and the lowest lows, but like I also love the combat the most.
Oh, the combat's great.
The combat's the best of the 3 games, especially 1. But like I would say it's better than 3 as well.
I'd agree.
And
no, I love 3's combat too much.
it's not. I'm sorry. Like it's
like
better than
I-
3.
No,
I like
it's
3's combat,
not.
but
It
I do like
is.
yeah.
I don't know. We can agree to disagree. It's okay. We
Because
don't
I
have
love
to debate it.
I love all the elemental aspects and the orbs going around a boss, and then you
cool.
do the chain attack. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I
But
really
do
liked the
like-
hero system in 3. Like,
Yeah.
and
I'm
like
a sucker
different
for
classes and everything,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I mean, my favorite pure combat wise is Torna. Like, I like 2's combat, but I think Torna really is like the
Okay.
perfect balance of everything. I will say, Cam, on your end, we've had this talk before, and I don't know how much I believe in like an actual full blown like remaster, like a marketed as remaster kind of deal. But I do wonder if, because we haven't seen anything yet on this front, if this is the year we see like official Switch 2 definitive versions where it's like, here's 1, here's 2,
Yeah.
here's 3, DLC included, they're released on Switch 2 natively, and like, you know, whatever, better frame rates, all the other upgrades, maybe they throw in a
that's
couple
all I
other
want.
little things. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think there's very much a chance we could be seeing like Switch 2 editions of, because I feel like 2 especially would really benefit from just like the free patch route that we've seen for a couple games, like Scarlet Violet.
Yes, I would
Yes.
take
And
that.
For sure.
And the fact that we haven't seen that yet leads me to think, okay, if we're not doing a free upgrade, are y'all working on like a more complete, like, here's a relaunch?
Yeah.
And especially because, again, we got X last year. Maybe they try to pace that out, and it's like, hey, here's, you know, I don't know if they all drop close together or they pace that out over the next couple years. But here's each of these games now Switch 2 native with some little extra goodies to give you an extra reason to want to grab that specific version.
It's a done deal when they announce those.
Yeah, like
I already
again,
have them, and I'm going to get them.
I will just take a free Switch 2 update of
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 where it looks better and it runs better. That's all I want. I don't need new stuff. Just give me that. But it would also make sense that they did something like that too, because like if they, I mean, they would only probably do it for like Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but they could do like an additional, you know, like an additive thing that ties into the next game, right? Like that would be something that they could do. That'd be cool.
It would be.
So, yeah, but I love Xenoblade Chronicles. Like, what? I mean, spoilers for the next 30 seconds. What game has an antagonist that fucking kills the main character in the first hour, and then by the end of the game, you are literally like crying about this antagonist's death? What game? There isn't one outside of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Anyway,
So good. So good.
yeah, like, come on. Like, what are we talking about? Like, don't get me wrong. I love Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I'm letting you have your moment, okay? I'm not going to debate you. You just go.
No, I love Xenoblade Chronicles 3. You know, I'm just saying that, like, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 gets too much crap for the really good stuff that it does.
I can see that. Like, the hate can sometimes feel like a lot, especially when there is a lot there to love. So I can understand that for sure.
Yeah. I just had to make that point. It's like, this is so cool. Anyway, what's next? Oh, let's just get a Fire Emblem, because we know Fire
Yeah.
Emblem's happening.
Yeah.
We got we want to stick on the JRPG route of things. And yeah, so let's talk Fire Emblem. Do you think, Kevin, that we're going to see that in the first half of this year? Or do you think it's going to be more of a holiday game?
I wouldn't be surprised. Fire Emblem tends to be an earlier in the year. It's been a little bit since I've looked over the release calendar, but I feel like they usually are either quarter 1, quarter 2. So I would not
That's
be
true,
shocked
yeah.
by that earlier, especially because in general, Nintendo has been trying to like have shorter windows from announcement to release. And so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if, like, you know, if we get a January or early February direct, they show Fortune's Weave again, we get a little more in-depth explanation of what's going on in this game, and here's the release date of March, April, May, whatever. I think first half of the year makes sense. I wouldn't be shocked if it's further down the line, but I think a lot of stuff Nintendo has already revealed is going to be releasing sooner than later, and then we're going to be getting reveals, during the summer, during some of their main times for having directs, for what the rest of the year is going to look like. So yeah, I think that one's sooner than later. I hope to really like it. We've had our talks about some of the general just stuff with the franchise, and one conversation I've had with a few people of like the dream scenario here, right, is like clearly it's using Three Houses world. We don't know exactly the relation, if it's like years before, years later, different part of the world. We don't really know that part yet. But I would love to see like use that world and lore, but then maybe bring in some of the combat stuff from Engage and a couple other classic things, because Three Houses just got rid of a lot of mechanical stuff that I didn't really care for gameplay-wise. It's like, cool, there's no weapon triangle, you're getting rid of some of the, like, actual tactical thought. I can just make, like, one super strong unit, and here we go. I'd like to see a little bit more, like, reasons to build out my army in varied or interesting ways, because that was a big thing. One thing I thought about, too, recently with this, I didn't think about this when they first revealed it. This is the first one in a while where, like, it looks like we don't have an Avatar character.
Exactly. Yeah. I wonder about that too. Like, how is the story going to flow? Because we know there's like 4 like characters they introduced in that initial trailer, and then like they followed that with like a web, like I think a Japanese like web post with each 4 kind of like outlined.
Right.
So I just wonder how that's going to affect how the story is told. Like, is it going to be something where we pick one of them and we like play through their route, or is it going to be kind of like a like a Trails
jump around
thing where like you play as this character for this point, and then you jump to this perspective and then this perspective, and then it all kind of comes to a head at some point.
I think the latter more so, because that's also a thing they've done in the past. Path of Radiant, or not Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn worked that way, where you had like Act 1, you're playing as Elincia, and here's like stuff happening here. Act 2 is Elincia. Act 1 is I can't remember her name right now. Micaiah. So like they did that where they were jumping between protagonists, and then it kind of all comes together at the very end. I could see going the route of like maybe play as each one individually, and then there's like it all comes together, or maybe you like lock in like, no, this is who I want to have be my lead, and that affects maybe something in the story. It kind of depends on like, do they want to have a choice aspect to the plot in this one, or are they just trying to tell like a specific story, Right. And we just don't know based on what they've shown so far. But I think it's kind of cool that we don't have... I think it's a nice breath of fresh air to not have like a stand-in protagonist, because one thing the Fire Emblem games have leaned into that I think this would help take a step back from a bit, for me at least, a little less into the like, who is your waifu? You know what I mean? Like you could still have the supports, still have relationships and that kind of thing, but it's you no longer have your self-insert of like, who am I gonna date? It's like, no, just like have the characters and have the like take yourself out of it a little bit.
I honestly love pairing up all the characters together, so I'd be sad if that was gone.
No,
but like,
they're gonna have
there's
that
enough
for sure.
to love in those games beyond that.
Yeah. No, and I'm cool with it too. It's more of when you have a self-insert on top of that, where now you, as like a person, are like picking your character. Like, no, like it's always been a thing in Fire Emblem to have the supports with like the other characters, and I don't see that leaving for sure.
Yeah, romance is basically a supplement in the Fire Emblem series, not like a main attraction. So it makes sense that if they keep it around that way. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care if we have an Avatar character or not. Like, that's fine with me. So we'll see what happens, and it'll be if there's not, I'm just curious as to how like everything's going to be executed, kind of like what Mags was saying earlier. But it's Fire Emblem. I will play Fire Emblem. At this point, I just want to see the collector's edition.
Yeah.
I just need to know what I'm buying. Like, it's not even like a question. I was like, what am I buying? Because I've bought every collector's edition from Fates to now. So like,
oh wow.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for that. I still need to actually play Engage.
Okay.
'cause that's another thing that me and Kevin are talking about. Like, both of us like aren't super hot on Three Houses. Like, we appreciate it for what it is, and I mean, just speaking for myself, I understand why it blew up the way it did. It like very much is like it's Fire Emblem Persona, right? So like
basically,
yeah, it has like those elements that people really like from Persona, and I totally get that. That's not what I want from Fire Emblem, and so I just was just it was too. There's a lot of kind of like sins that I that I have with JRPGs that game does, where it's like, hey, like, if you kind of want the whole story, you need to play through this game multiple times. Don't want to do that.
I'm fair.
Sorry, I don't want to do that. And so, yeah, I like Three Houses. It was one of like, I think number 4 on my like top 10 of that year. I just but I still never finished it. I want to, but every time I just kind of get like, oh, I'm getting a little bogged down here, and I just kind of want. And I just feel like not a lot of stories happening, and then like it just, and I never even got to the time skip, so I don't know.
On any of the routes?
No.
What?
No. Again, it just takes too long, and I just felt like that it wasn't like progressing in a real way for me. That I was just
That's so interesting.
I feel like I'm kind of wasting. Like I'm a very big purveyor of like, if this game does not respect my time, I'm out. Because
I can understand that.
I'm 31 years old. I only have so much time to play video games. Like, I'm at the point in my life now where like, if you are not respecting my time, I'm going to dip out. And so and that's like kind of been my experience with Three Houses, where it's like, yeah, you're like getting to learn all these characters, but I'm like, all right, but the main plot, like what's going on here that I need to know, and like, that's my main issue, because But because I love Fire Emblem Awakening, that's like a top 10, top 15
that's my
game
favorite
for me.
Fire Emblem for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm super excited to get to Path of Radiance eventually. But
me too.
It's so good.
But in general, like Three Houses just does a lot of like very particular things that I don't like, that I just had to dip. I want to go back and finish, but we'll see. And then I haven't even touched Engage. I have the collector's edition, and it's still sealed. I still need to open it up. Yeah. Kevin really doesn't like Engage, or wasn't crazy about it. But like I have heard from people that similar to me didn't like Three Houses, but really vibed with Engage. So I'm gonna
combat
check
in Engage is great. I mean, the thing with Engage is that like I like the combat Engage a lot more, like much more than I do Three Houses. It's just that I hate the writing and the characters like so much in that one. Like that's why earlier I was saying Best of Both Worlds for like would be my ideal for Fortune Weave, because I love the lore and setting of Three Houses. I just didn't care for a lot of the mechanical changes in that game. And then Engage was like, oh, here's all the combat stuff that I want and I really like, and like I think it's a huge step up. But God, do I just hate everyone in this game. It was very shallow in some ways. Like it kind of felt like this was a problem with Radiant Dawn as well, where you get a lot of support conversations where like there's a ton of them, but they are all so extraordinarily shallow, where it's like, hey man, I think you're cool. I think you're cool. Rank C achieved. And it's like, all right, cool. That's great. And yeah, so like, I don't like hate Engage. I just, I really like, I really adore it from like a raw gameplay like aspect. It's just easily my least favorite like cast and writing in the series.
That's fair.
Gotcha.
Do we think we will get something, and I'm not saying it has to come out, do you think we'll hear anything from Paper Mario? It's also, Intelligent Systems, obviously they're working on Fire Emblem, but we could get a Color Splash port. I've been wanting that forever, because I literally went on how many rants last episode about how underrated that game is.
Yeah.
Remind me, I want.
Which platform was Color Splash on?
Wii U.
And how much did the pad matter for that entire experience?
Literally, you could use it to swipe the cards,
and that was
you could use it to cut the background. Things that could easily be reworked with a controller.
Okay. So it wouldn't take a lot of work to format it for like the Switch 2.
Absolutely
Like one
not.
screen.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's like
Yeah.
3 Wii U games that actually use the tablet in an interesting way
Yeah.
that are hard to divorce. I was more
That's
worried. I
true.
forgot if that was a Wii U or a DS one, because a lot of DS games, it can be very weird to adjust. Because it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
Sticker Star is the DS one.
yeah,
which
and
is
that one I know
3DS,
everyone
which is-
hates.
But like, here's the thing: like, there are elements to, and I mean, the reason why people don't like Sticker Stars because just like the combat, similar to Origami King, combat doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like you don't level up, you don't. There's no reason to do combat. But in Color Splash, they do bring back the cards, but you fill them with paint, and they do different things, and that's how you attack. And like, it's really, really cool. Like, and again, outside of Thousand Year Door, I think it's the best localized. Like, just the writing is so funny. I laughed so hard, like so many times playing Color Splash that I think that we could totally get a Color Splash port for Switch and Switch 2, however they want to do it. Because we're still gonna get some like Switch Switch 1
Yeah.
specific stuff. That's a great option to do that because there are still a few Wii U games that could get ported that haven't yet. I don't know if Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, the one that came out on the Wii U, how keyed in the gamepad is with that one.
I think that was one where the gamepad was like more significant because you're like it's similar to Canvas Curse or whatever the DS one was, where you like use that to draw like the pathing and stuff. I'm sure there's like would be a way to adapt it, but it'd be like the World Ends With You scenario where it's like you could retrofit this to make it work, but it's not really going to be the exact same experience or game as a
Right.
result. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I have a Wii U, so like I don't mind eventually buying Kirby and the Rainbow Curse and just playing it on my Wii U, but like I obviously would rather just have it on Switch. So,
Right.
Yeah.
but yeah, Paper Mario, like, you know, A Thousand Year Door remake came out 2 years ago, so like it is still pretty recent.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're expecting like a new Paper Mario, but
No.
again, a port of something. Obviously I would like Color Splash, but Super Paper Mario, that would be cool. Like, you know, there's definitely options. So
Yeah.
that'd be dope. Are there any other like JRPG specific? I mean, because we got Mario and Luigi 2
Last
years ago as well.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was like the winter of
Oh, okay.
2024.
That's why I was like so close. Okay.
Yeah, it feels like it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Last year was also just a blur.
Yeah,
which
it
like
was.
Brothership was weird too because that was a situation where it's like, hey, the team that actually made this is like gone. So
Right.
here's this team like taking over. And I didn't play Brothership myself. I know a few people who are really big Mario and Luigi heads that were like not huge
Yeah, I
on it.
didn't
Like
love
some were
it.
like this was fine, but it was not like a favorite.
Yeah.
And like Mario RPGs in general, like I think if we'd get any this year, I would lean towards like a Paper Mario remake of some sort. They could do that for Mario and Luigi as well, right? If they did some kind of like here's a Switch version of, well, okay, because what did they brought on to like NSO? Like Superstar Saga's on the Game Boy Advance one, right? And then
Yes.
we haven't gotten any way to play like Bowser's Inside Stories. Like maybe they could adapt
Outside
one of
of
the ones.
3DS.
Yeah, but like they kind of don't count that anymore as far as, you know, like
Yeah.
we got Xenoblade on 3DS and we still got it on Switch,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Paper Mario is more likely, but I could see tapping into some kind of Mario RPG this year. You know, the dream is that they try to revive like just straight up Mario RPG, but I doubt it.
I still think it's possible.
I don't think it's impossible, but
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
it's not likely, I think. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Because I do think we're going to get like a lot more announcements than we probably expect from first party this year because Nintendo stocks are going down and like and we just know from historically that Nintendo will 100% sit on finished projects.
Oh,
They will just sit
100%.
on them until there's just like, all right, we need this to go out, so we'll bring it out.
Yeah.
And so I think that we'll see like a lot of finished projects just like go out this year to
Yeah.
get their stocks back up because there's just so many things that are just like making it so that people like aren't investing in that company that are both in and out of their control. So I could see that happening just in general. Pokemon Gen 10
Yep.
This year for sure.
This
Like,
November.
Yeah, 100% happening
yeah,
this year.
definitely.
Max, what's your experience with Pokemon? What's your history with Pokemon?
Yeah, so it was one of the first games I ever played. Pokemon Silver. Had a Game Boy Color, got Pokemon Silver.
About.
That was like my very first a gaming experience that I owned. That was like the first one because I played a lot of games with my cousins. Like when I was growing up, they were always the ones that had all of the like consoles. But started out with Silver. I've played several of the gens, not all. I did miss a few on the DS because I didn't get a DS initially. I just kind of skipped that and got a 3DS. There was a time in my life where I didn't play a lot of games. Just kind of got busy with other stuff. Kind of like in middle school, early high school, that kind of time frame. But I kind of jumped back into it with the Switch. So I played Sword and Shield. Didn't play Scarlet and Violet. But I loved ZA. So I'm kind of like back into it now. Like I hadn't really played a Pokemon game at release for a while. Got ZA because it looked good. Slam and Brandon were going to play it. And I was like, well, I'll grab it because then we can talk about it. And it was so fun. It was like my second favorite game last year, right below First Chapter. So I just had a lot of fun with it. And now I'm just kind of like all in to whatever they have next. So I'm excited to see what Gen 10 is going to be.
Couple of things. One, you should definitely go back and play the DS era of Pokemon games.
I
That
know.
is the best era of Pokemon. And like, even though I'm Gen 2 till I die, like,
Oh, me too. Yeah. It's the best.
I like you so much.
We're like the same person. What is this?
We have so much of the same taste.
You should definitely, like, if you love Gen 2, you should absolutely at least check out, like, Soul Silver or Heart Gold.
Oh,
'Cause,
yeah.
like,
Well,
that's...
I got the 3DS, so I was able to go and play some, but like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you, I will say, like, if you, I like, because I'm willing to do it because it's so expensive to get those games nowadays. Like, if you need to play, like, Pokemon Platinum or, like, I actually
Black and White. I miss Black and White.
Or Black and White 1
Yeah.
and 2, like, I will just, like, send you my copy. You can borrow and play it. Like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you definitely, because the prices for those games are absolutely
Yeah, they're
asinine.
crazy now, for sure.
So yeah, I'm so dumb. Like I bought the Soul Silver, you know, I have the box and the Pokewalker and everything, but my dumbass as a high school kid sold just the game.
Oh,
So I have
yeah,
everything
we've all
but
done
the
that.
game. So I need to buy the game back, and it's gonna be like $200+, and it's like I need to do it, but
I know it's painful, but we didn't know better. Like as a kid, I
Yeah.
sold some of my games too, and now I'm just like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
because you needed money, you didn't have a job.
It's true, but still, it's just like I didn't know.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely do that, and then. I played Scarlet and Violet on the Switch too. I never played the original because the original was panned so bad. I was just like, I'm gonna wait for them to fix it.
Yeah, I didn't. That's why I didn't play it.
And I played on the Switch too. Love it.
Okay.
I love it. I think it's my favorite Pokemon game since Black and White 2. Like, it's,
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Like,
I
there's certain-
avoided it when I saw those like performance videos,
Which
that
is
were going
all
around
wrong
when it first released.
in the Switch
All
2.
Yeah.
wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, love the presentation. You know, the school stuff is like whatever, if I'm being honest, but like the exploration and things like that is kind of what I was wanting from Legends Arceus,
Okay. Yeah.
and then came to this game. And that's like another game that I wish that they like did like a Switch 2 update for, because like Legends Arceus, I just like couldn't. It just felt like so unfinished to me that I was just like, I don't know. So I never finished it. I need to go back and do that. But yeah, Gen 10 I think it's going to be really cool. Just like it's interesting concept. Did you see like the leaks and stuff like that?
I did. It was like Wind and Waves was what they were.
Yeah, that's
what
like
it was listed as.
That's what the names are. Wind
Yeah,
and Wave.
and so I do wonder like if that means there's going to be some like cool like flying or like surfing like mechanics as you travel across the area. I don't know. And I'm also wondering if they're going to pull in any of the like gameplay elements that they added or changed in like ZA or Arceus or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess my only worry based off of, and I might be misremembering, Kevin's better with that stuff than I am, but like, I hope that the game isn't like always online or relies on like servers in a way where,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, eventually just Gen 10 is not going to be playable because they took down the servers and you can't do all of the island visits because it's supposed to be all like procedurally generated islands and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It depends
I'm
on how
worried
they-
about that.
Yeah, it depends on how they want that to work, because like procedural generation could just rely on like your own system making it when you first start up, and then there's not any kind of like check-in, especially if it is meant to be unique to you. It depends on how they want to handle like multiplayer aspects with that, where you'd get into having problems with needing to connect online. I don't entirely know what to expect for Gen 10. I think the core gameplay combat is still going to work like all the mainline, because I think that's just what I think that's why stuff like Legends exists. That's where they'll mess with that
Yeah.
more. Not that they can't like spice it up in some new way or change something or get Mega Evolutions Part 7, whatever, the way
Yeah,
they keep
right.
doing that. But I expect core gameplays to be somewhat similar. I think the exploration and world design is where they're going to experiment a lot more.
Okay.
You know, I understand the momentum for Pokemon is gigantic, enormous, but at the same time, it does feel kind of like this is an important pivotal release in some ways. Like, I feel like people have been getting more and more fed up with each release, and it's like, can we get a good one? Like a good one. I know Scarlet Violet post fixes, people are like warmer to, but you still haven't really removed that taste from the original release out of people's mouths yet.
Yeah.
And we know that we're getting like they're doing an engine update or upgrade, or they're just replacing the engine. I don't know to what specific. So like, I'm hoping that is a significant change. But yeah, just like those leaks, unfortunately, really backed the the fan criticisms of like, hey, like, so this, y'all are the biggest IP in the world. Surely y'all can make games that look better than this. And yeah, so
Yep.
And it's the 30th anniversary too, so I feel like they really need to deliver something that's exciting and good and like positive. So hopefully they do.
Yeah.
I'd also love, like, this is like such a random thing, but like it was very apparent to me like while playing ZA, like, can we get voice acting like in some form? Like maybe that's a hot take, I don't know, but like there were certain instances playing through ZA where like I have this theory that like it was supposed to have voice acting, because it felt like there were certain moments where like it should have been voiced because you couldn't like advance the text.
Yes,
and
exactly.
I'm like, why is that? Like, why even do that if like no one is speaking in this moment anyway? So I don't know. I think that would elevate the experience a little bit in a way that would be cool and different, and it's something that would just add to it. So I kind of hope they do that one day. I don't know. Is that a hot take? Is that weird?
I get where you're coming from, especially in ZA,
Yeah.
because, like, I agree with you. It's because of the fact that ZA leaned into more, like, cutscenes. Because I think when
Yes.
you have, like, a text box and stuff is still, like, each person taking their turn speaking, you press A to move on, I think it's easier to digest the lack of voice acting. You get the little dit sound effects as, like, the lettering fills out. But in ZA, you have these like
Right.
full-blown cutscenes, and it's like there's sound effects and music and stuff going down, and then you just get like subtitles as people are just like,
You're right.
and it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening right
It looks
now?
so weird.
Yeah,
Especially at the
exactly.
end of the game when it's so dramatic. Like, because this ending sequence in this game is like so good. And you're
Yeah.
just like getting like, and everyone's like motioning around and you're like, why aren't they saying anything?
Exactly. And so, like, I think that depends on how they handle it in 10, where it's like, look, in general, I think people would prefer voice acting, but I think it's more digestible without
Yeah.
it if they stick to more traditional text box, like press A to continue. We'll see what happens.
yeah, I'm a little torn. I think that the cutscene stuff, totally get it. I totally get why that's weird. In general, though, I feel like that I like that it's not voiced generally for Pokemon. And I think that like that is a purposeful choice because Pokemon is targeted for children. And they want they are making these games for children. And as adults, sure, of course we want to be like, where's the voice acting? Give us the voice acting. And I do think that the the emoting that Kevin demonstrated for us in the video form is a great example of why that translates weirdly when you do it like that. But I feel like that is you open that bottle, you can't close it. And so that's a big, like, just thing for them to commit to. And it's tough for me. Like, for me, it's like, I totally get your guys' point of view, but I'm also just trying to think about, like, what these games are, targeted for and who they're meant for at the end of the day. And I think that, like, ultimately, I would like them to stay, like, without voice acting. And I don't think it's a hot take at all from you saying that you want it. Like, I think that's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
I know there's just like, I think a lot of people just love that core experience. And so I think that's why I thought it could be. But I hope that they can find some ways to elevate it. Because I do think like they really need to wow people with this entry. I mean, people are going to buy Pokemon games like forever. I get that. But like, I think they do kind of have some like hurdles to get over with the perception of what they're doing. So
yeah.
Hope they do.
Which, this year, aren't we also getting...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, this year, aren't we also getting... I forget what it's called right now, but like the competitive-focused Pokemon game service thing? What's it called?
Pokemon Champions.
Yes, yeah. Pokemon Champions.
Yep, Pokemon Champions. Yeah, I mean, for me, that's a... see it when it comes out and see if it's really, like, worth engaging with. Like... even when we've learned more, I'm like, okay, I'll wait for this to come out and we'll see. Like, it just doesn't really have any... I just feel like it's just such a big question mark for me still, like, in its use and utility.
Sure. And honestly, like, you and I are not the target audience for it.
Every time I see it, shrug shoulders.
Yeah, me neither. That's just not it.
Now, do we think it is time for a new Luigi's Mansion? Because we got Luigi's Mansion 3 in 2021?
Yeah.
Or 2019?
But then we also got a remake of 2.
We got 2021, yeah.
Yeah, but then we got a remake of 2 as well,
I was like, something came out more recently.
Yes, but that, I mean, do we know if Next Level is the one that worked on that?
I do not.
Because we got Luigi Mansion 3, or the original Luigi's Mansion on the 3DS.
Yeah.
Like around the same time, if I remember correctly. So I don't think that's gonna particularly hinder things.
True.
Okay, no. It was a 3-year difference. So very possible that we won't get one for a few more years, considering that. But boy, can't wait. Luigi Mansion 3 is so damn good.
Yep.
So.
But before we hit another franchise, because I know we were focusing on JRPGs first, there's one big, highly unlikely, pretty much impossible franchise that we need to talk about. Because I will always bring it up when we have the opportunity. Is it time for Golden Sun yet? God damn it!
Is it time? Yes. Is it happening? No.
Oh.
Especially because we already know Camelot's working on tennis, and like, unless they're handing that IP to someone else, it's just, yep.
And that's a small team in general.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
please.
Kevin.
Even just like even just remaster remakes at this point. Like, have Grezzo make a remake. I don't know. Just do something with it.
Yeah, don't just leave it sitting there.
Yeah, that would be cool if we got something like that from Grezzo. I would not be mad about that. Is there anything anything specific that we're thinking of that we want to talk about? I'll throw this one out there right now. Do you think that, just an announcement, new Smash Bros, or a Switch 2 version of Ultimate that's complete?
Yeah.
Ultimate Complete,
I don't know if that's this year.
Yeah. Ultimate Complete's
ahead,
weird because of like how much money they could just make from like still having people need to like get all the DLC characters despite its age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see maybe a Switch 2 version. I feel like Ultimate just stays the way it is, especially because it is like, even though Sakurai doesn't necessarily like looking at it this way, I think it is a competitive game, and there is something to like keeping the performance profile pretty consistent across everyone. I think in terms of like an actual new one, maybe an announcement this year. I feel like next year, but like I could see an announcement this year depending on how long will they want to drag out like a reveal cycle and such. It's definitely happening, right? But especially with Air Riders just last year, like Sakurai's going to need a little time to cook, unless that was something they were already like multitasking.
That's true. Yeah, I think it would be next year at the earliest, but it's happening. It's just a matter of like when they want to announce it.
Yeah, I just really want them to have a complete edition with all the DLC characters because of those licensing deals. Like, we're not like it. I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but the idea of like most of those third party guest characters coming back just seems very unlikely to me.
Oh yeah,
and I know that like I think a lot of people have this want that whatever this next Smash Bros game is, it's kind of like a soft reset where it's like a much smaller cast of characters, roster of characters, and kind of rebuilding from there, which I'm not particularly against. But if it does happen, but I'm also not opposed to it just being kind of like ultimate again, where it is a big roster and then we get other new third-party characters. Like, what do we got to do to get Estelle in Smash? That's where I'm at now. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't even play Smash and I would buy it.
Sora. I got Sora, which
Yeah.
I never thought would happen.
Right.
Now I need Estelle. That is the pick. Like Estelle for Smash.
I would, if that ever happens, I would buy like 5 copies.
I genuinely think a Falcom character should be in Smash.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know if it would be Estelle. I feel like they'd probably put Reen in there, but I'd love to be wrong.
They'll probably do like whoever the current MC is, sadly, but
yeah, or like their most popular, because he's the most popular character like all around, like in Japan as well.
My fucking mind. No, we're not going to open that can of worms.
We already talked about it.
Can of worms.
I know. I'm sorry,
but
we're
promised.
no, I would. I would love to see Estelle though, like 100%. That would. I don't play Smash, like that's just not my thing. But I would play it if she was in it. So
did you play East versus Trails in the Sky?
No, I want to though. Like I actually want to get a copy of that now that it's on like modern platforms and it's localized. Just to kind of play around with it and see what it's like. But that's just not really my kind of game. So
yeah, I pre-ordered the collector's edition like back in November or something like that. Yeah, I was like Steelbook, cool.
Sold.
That's all I need. I think it came with a Steelbook.
It did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you got it. No, it was a nice collector's edition for sure. So
yeah,
that
would be cool. But yeah, I do think because I definitely think we're going to get more Switch 2 edition announcements. It's just kind of like what game normally like they want to have some sort of bonus thing in there.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, what does that look like? Because like I could see like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, they just say like, hey, we're just gonna like package Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Torn Country together, and that's like the addition, right?
Right.
That makes sense. But with some other games, it's like a little bit tougher to kind of theorize like what would they do the plus of? Because like Ultimate, again, I think just that being its complete package. They don't need to add anything.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if Nintendo is in that mindset where, like, if we do this, we have to add something else or we're not going to do it.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
So that's where my mindset is currently.
yeah. I mean, the way they've been doing it so far is that if it's just a raw, like, just performance unlock, they do a free patch. And then we've seen kind of two different tiers of Switch 2 editions where it's like $10 more to get, like, you know, better graphics and like maybe a little something. And then if it's a more substantial amount of content, it's like a $20 up, right?
Right.
So I think it depends. Just I think they're doing it case by case basis. Absolutely.
Okay. And then I have one other game just that comes to mind, and we talked about it briefly last episode, Kevin. Do you think we might get at the very least announcements? Super Mario Maker 3? It's been 7 years since Super Mario Maker 2.
Yeah, and 2 is fairly early on in the Switch 1 life cycle. Yeah, I think this year would be timing for it. I feel like Mario in general needs to get
one of the first.
Yeah. I think in general, like, we need something Mario for Switch 2 sooner than later, especially because, like, the big 3D release was Donkey Kong instead. And so whether that's, like, another 2D entry, which I think might be further out, I think a Mario Maker makes the most sense of, like, how do we get a Mario game, like, on this platform? Because obviously we've got kart, and we're getting tennis, and we're getting other Mario IP stuff. But I think Mario Maker 3 makes the most sense to me for, like, a core Mario thing.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's time.
Sweet. Is there anything that you guys have on your mind that you're just like, maybe this is time for this, time for that?
Yeah, I mean, here's one big IP we haven't talked about yet, right? Like, what do they do with Zelda this year? Because Zelda's one of those franchises they try to have something for, whether it's a side game or a remaster or just something. And so, you know, we got Hyrule Warriors just at the end of last year. You know, we got stuff added to NSO. Grezzo obviously made Echoes of Wisdom. What's kind of happening this year? Are we getting like another remaster? Do we get another, like, are we bringing back the Oracle games with like a coat of paint on them? Do they port Link Between Worlds? There's just like, we're definitely not getting a mainline this year. And I don't think we're getting another like spin-off collaborative title like with Hyrule Warriors. So like in my mind, I feel like it's time for like a remaster or port of some sort.
I can agree with that for sure.
Yeah, and my thought process is, I think it's going to coincide with the Zelda movie, right? I think that they're going to have something to, because that's what because you know they ported the Galaxy games, right, and re-released those with the Super Mario Galaxy. They're going to do something similar with Zelda. At least it would make sense to. Do we get a Ocarina of Time remake?
I can see it happening.
It doesn't have to be done by the Breath of the Wild,
right?
You know, Tears of the Kingdom team. It could be done by a different team. And this has been rumored for a while anyway. Like, granted, like, in my opinion, I didn't like really believe in those rumors. It didn't feel like just didn't feel right to me. But I just feel like that if they were to do something to coincide with the release, they would probably want it to be something that is in similar vein to the story that they're telling in the movie. And I think we're all kind of, do we all like kind of on the same page that it's going to be Ocarina of Time? It's going to be in that same vein?
Like the movie?
I don't think so, actually. But we'll see.
Okay.
I mean, largely because we haven't gotten casting for like a younger Link. I think if you're going to do Ocarina of Time as your adaptation, you have to have that like time jump aspect to it. I could certainly see taking some elements from Ocarina of Time. I know the director was kind of playing coy with some people about like which games were going to serve as the chief inspirations. And I think there's a few different ways you could go. I feel like, especially with the limitations of like, this is your first movie and This is, you only have so much time to work with, and you don't want to necessarily overload people with like concepts and characters. I feel like this might be a fairly like back to basics, like original story that kind of follows the vein of the oldest ones, where it's just like, look, Link is the hero, Zelda needs to be rescued, Ganondorf's the bad guy, and like we're just gonna go from there. And maybe they do something that's more Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, and like a later movie, but I think the movie would be a back to basics. And so maybe that's even an excuse to do something like Grozzo does a remake of Link to the Past or the original, or some kind of like bringing back the older ones in a new fresh coat of paint. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, like a Link to the Past would be cool if they did a remake in that style. I just think that with Echoes of Wisdom being 2 years ago, I just think it's too soon.
Sure.
But yeah, it's really kind of a wait and see. There's not a whole lot of like evidence any which way to be
Exactly.
like, oh, it'll be this, that, or the other. But I think something will be announced. Is the Zelda movie coming out
27
next year?
Yeah,
Next year.
27.
Yeah, I could see something coming out around the same time Mario Galaxy did last year to coincide with the Zelda movie. So
Yeah. I doubt this would happen, but I remember this pipe dream happening a couple years ago, and I think it would be cool, but it also would be, I think, harder to pull off. We were talking about Mario Maker. I know there's been some dreams of like, do like a Zelda Dungeon Maker type game, because they even experimented with that a little bit with Link's Awakening, the remake. And it's like, so what if you just made like a full-blown like Zelda Maker, and it's not necessarily like doing a whole game like start to finish, but it's like a dungeon like run kind of thing. It's just a concept I've heard people kind of like wish about in the past. I'm like, that would be kind of a cool, like, break it up, do something different kind of release. Obvious, like, I don't think that's something Nintendo's necessarily working on. I think a Mario Maker 3 would be much more likely. But just thinking of like outside of the box of what they could be doing with Zelda this year. Again, I don't think we're looking at another collaboration. Definitely not looking at a main line.
No.
But I feel like there's got to be something this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a port or a remaster of some kind is coming, but it's hard to know exactly which one and like what it's going to look like, but just something to kind of like fill the void for fans until 27, which is probably going to be a bigger year for the franchise overall, just based on what we know.
Sure.
Now, here's something that I saw online that I want to happen. There were pictures that came out that were basically like prototypes, casings of different colored Switches. I just need you to go the Game Boy Color route with these Switch 2s. You know what I mean? Just give us like a palette of different colors, and I will probably buy one. I probably will buy one.
I mean, that was...
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
Oh, okay. That was something that I was always like angry about with the original Switch, is that like, yeah, we got some cool collector's editions, but like they never really experimented with like, just give me different color options to buy outside of the Switch Lights.
Yeah.
That was really the only one where they like played with that idea. I would love for them to do that with Switch 2, especially because like, honestly, so far it's been a little boring. Like they announced new Joy-Con colors, but it's like, it's literally just the ring around the stick and maybe the connector if you're going to use it sideways on its own. So like, please do something.
I know. It's funny because in our episode from last week, we talked about the 3DS and just kind of how like it was so customizable.
It was so good.
And it was so fun. And like, just so far with the Switch 2, it's just so bland. It's so boring with the Joy-Cons and the colors available. And like Slam had like this whole rant about how like even the new colors, like it's just those like tiny like little accents. At least for right now, I got skins for mine because I was like tired of it being like so bland. But I'd love to see just like a whole console that's different colors, and I just want to see more of the collector's editions like have a unique design as well. Like if they ever dropped like a Fire Emblem or Xenoblade Switch, like it's over.
Oh, it's on site.
It's over. Like I would love that so much. I don't know if they ever will, but like it would be so cool.
I mean,
So.
the thing is, they've done that traditionally, right? And like Switch was just
Yeah.
really weird with which ones got collector's editions or not. Like we've gotten Fire Emblem, we got a Fire Emblem 3DS.
Right.
We've gotten like special edition stuff before too. So it's like I would love to see an
Yeah.
RPG get celebrated that way.
Yes, I would too, and I would buy it in a heartbeat, and it would be awesome.
We'll probably get one for Pokemon.
I'm sure we will, because Scarlet and Violet got one, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
30th anniversary too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's specifically
true.
a 30th anniversary version, oh shit,
It's
yeah,
a done deal.
yeah, it's a done deal. Because I still have, I have 3 Nintendo Switches still. I've bought like I think 4 or 5 throughout the cycle, and I have the all red one, the Mario one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the Tears of the Kingdom one.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, I'm not even a big Zelda guy. This is really sexy. I need that. And then my favorite one still, even though I don't use it, is the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Because I love the yellow and brown on it just looks really, really nice. That was even before they did the updated battery.
Yep.
Like
That was like the last system before.
that was
Yeah.
that was the pre-battery update of the original Nintendo Switch, and I'm like, it's still my favorite one. Like I want it on display like all the time. So like I wouldn't. So Pokemon, like it depends. It depends on the design, but if it's a 30th anniversary one and it's like yellow Pikachu, sure,
Done.
take my money.
Over.
Done deal.
God, especially if it's like
Yeah,
But
they've
no,
got to
just
do
in
something.
Yeah. But yeah, just in general, I saw that there was just like, they had one like red, white, and silver, I think were the 3 colors. I was like, give me an, like, I love white consoles. Like, give me an all white Switch, please. Like, would love that. Give me an all red Switch. Like, that's awesome. Give me that. I just want them to be more colorful with their stuff.
Yeah.
it's fun to
Some
have that sense of
pizzazz.
yeah, some personalization to it, you know? Like, this
Yeah.
is, like, I picked this color, you know? Like, it's such a big thing in older handhelds, and I feel like the Switch never really, outside of Joy-Con color picks, like, never really hit
Right.
the same tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also hope we continue to get like pro controllers that are themed toward franchises too, and just like additional
That are good.
accessories.
That are better than the
What?
Resident Evil
That
one.
are good. Because
Oh,
there
yeah.
weren't many. They're
No.
like, they're mostly garbage. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. The Xenoblade 2 controller was
Yeah.
cool.
I regret not getting it.
Yeah,
I
me
didn't
too.
get it.
That's my
So I
go-to.
hope that
yeah.
I hope we continue to get stuff like that, because the Resident Evil controller was not it.
Yeah, nope. But yeah, would love a Fire Emblem one.
Yes.
Xenoblade. Like, would love that. Because yeah, I have the Smash one, and I love that one a lot because it's white, because
Yep.
the handles are white.
White handles, yeah.
So,
Nice.
Yep. Well, I think we've covered about everything that we can
Yeah.
really think of.
Well,
I would love
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered
let him out of the vault.
Okay.
as well. That's just like a would love that.
Yeah.
Well, you got something, Kevin?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, like, yeah, like, supposedly those have been done.
Oh,
so
oh.
it's like,
No,
Just
I
release
thought you
them.
meant before I mentioned Metroid.
okay.
Before I mentioned Metroid.
I mean, there's some franchises that, like, I just am not that knowledgeable on that I don't know if either of you would be able to weigh in a ton on. Like, Pikmin, I'm not really into, so I don't know what's going on with that this year. Kirby, similarly. I mean, we got Air Riders, so, like, there might be a gap there. Maybe there's a port
Yeah.
in line somewhere. We're getting the Yoshi game. We know that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, Yoshi and the Mysterious
are.
Book, yeah. So regarding Pikmin, we do know that Pikmin 4 was rated for Switch 2, so we're probably going to get a
Yeah.
Switch 2 edition of that,
Makes
as well as
sense.
Splatoon 3. And then we're getting Splatoon Raiders later this year.
Yep.
That's coming.
And then, so yeah, I don't see like a new Pikmin game happening anytime soon. But in general, I'm just glad that they're all on the Switch, because that is a series that I've been wanting to get to for sure. Yeah, I mean, Kid Icarus, Kevin?
I mean, that's with Kirby Air Riders having just happened, and there's no way they're going to let Sakurai do 2 games in a row that aren't Smash. Like, yeah, no, that's not. Unless they
Yeah.
handed that to someone else as just a
Well,
port
no,
job.
like a port, right?
Yeah.
Like a port, yeah.
Yeah, I could see port maybe. I mean, the mouse controls would be interesting with it, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
that's
definitely,
true. Yeah.
I'm definitely less hot on the idea after Kirby Air Riders was confirmed. Like, I just felt like the moment that was locked in, it's like, okay, yeah, Kid Icarus isn't happening.
Aw.
Yeah, in general, I think Nintendo's in a weird spot right now where it's like, they're just a little bit unpredictable more than normal because most of what could have been ported has been ported, or it's now on like Nintendo Switch Online.
Right.
Like how we're probably not gonna get Wind Waker HD is crazy to me. But we also, yeah, I just think that, and then, but also we have like the, they still have like the Switch One audience, right? And they need to just release things that are for Switch One, and it's like outside of like, again, some Wii U ports. What else is there at this point?
Yeah,
there's not a whole lot outside of like just random things that like that they could pull from years back that they're like, oh yeah, we're doing this remake or this remaster and it's going to be available on Switch One as well, or it's specifically a Switch One title. So I'm very curious to see like what's going to come once we get this eventual Nintendo Direct in a few weeks, probably.
I think so.
Sometime in the next month,
happen.
probably. Yeah,
most likely. So cool. Well, I think that about does it. I just realized just now, like I normally do, that I never had Mags introduce herself at the beginning of the podcast.
So, I mean, you kind of did. But it's just that you dived right into Trails.
I introduced her, but like normally I was just like,
That's,
hey, yeah, but I was just like, hey, you know, what's your... You talk about yourself, that type of deal. We did talk a lot about Trails, so I think that makes up for it.
I think so. They got the gist of who I am just throughout that whole discussion.
No, this has been an absolute treat. I do have one question for you. One last Trails question.
Okay.
We don't have to dig deep into it. It could be a nice yes or no here.
Okay.
By the end of the next Trails game, are Van and Elaine together?
They better be.
No, I want an objective, I want a non-biased answer. Do you think they're going to be together?
No.
I agree with you. And I want them to be together.
I want them to be together so much. I think Falcom just won't commit to anything. I think they've been afraid to commit to a canon relationship after Estelle and Joshua, like they haven't since then, and I just don't think they want to like slight fans of other characters who they pair with Van, so they're just not going to do it. They're just going to let Van be single. Yeah. Which we're crazy. Like, I'm a shipper. I kind of get it, but like I mean,
there are some choices that like you should not be shipping this. No. This is problematic as hell.
Right. Right.
And
100%.
Yeah. That's
all you have to say.
And I'm not gonna say the specifics because I don't need these people in the comments being like,
and what's funny
how
is,
dare you? I'm like, you're really gonna defend this right now?
Right.
I think I know exactly which one you're alluding to too, just based on like conversations I've seen. But anyways.
Yeah, like I love Trails. I'm not going to pretend that there ain't problematic shit in Trails.
Oh, me neither. And like, that's 100% true.
There was one time I was literally like, what are they doing right now? This is so bad. Like, not
there
okay.
are some moments like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what that is.
I need to know what that moment is. You can tell me later.
Yeah, I'll tell you after.
We'll do a
podcast.
post combo come down after recording.
Like, I will say though, like, Lloyd and Ellie are canon, right? Like that's for sure a thing.
So I would say that they are for the most part, but like Reverie kind of like establishes it, but like they still kind of leave it open that like he could be with Risha and like whatever. Like that's not a problematic ship. So like whether or not you pair him with either one, like I think he and Ellie are like perfect. So whatever.
Yeah, I never thought Lloyd and Risha were a thing.
Really?
What?
Oh, there's a whole side of people who ship them together. And like that's fine. Like I love Risha. Like she's great.
I love Risha.
I don't pair her with Lloyd like at all, but like that's at least a ship where I'm just like, you know what? Like if you like that, totally fine. There's other ships where I'm like, if you like that, I don't think we can talk because it's just not it.
No, like they're
so...
like I know that it's not like canon, but it's like it's clearly Reen and Alyssa. It's clearly Van and Elaine.
Yep.
It's like and if you are shipping something otherwise, I'm just like, okay, like I get what you're saying, like live your life, but you're living in a fantasy. Like that's just
Yeah.
that's just
No,
what
I
it
feel
is.
that
Like,
too.
Headcanons are a thing for a reason.
They are.
Head is in there for that's a good word choice.
That's right.
but okay, yeah.
But yeah.
I just wanted to know your opinion because
So I'm hoping
Yeah.
for the best, but expecting the worst, and that's why I
Yes.
say no. Because with the way that they've handled like their relationships, like since after Sky, I just don't have a lot of faith that they'll do it. But I hope that they do, because I think that like that is like a natural, like good ending to what they've set up. So we'll see.
Yeah. I agree. Like I can see it. Well, I can see it either way, right? Because he's always been this kind of lone wolf,
Yeah.
but he's also changed. So it's just like I
Yeah.
can see this idea that Van is like not, like shouldn't be with Elaine because of that. But I can also see like, like they have these really great moments, and like maybe they should be together. And like I just
Yeah.
love, so I'm like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
like,
me too. Like, I love like my ships, and I feel like I mainly pick the ones that like are supposed to be together, and I'm just like, come on, like let's do
Yeah.
it. I just love rooting for the couples. It's kind of crazy, but it is what it is. So
definitely.
yeah.
But awesome, great. Well, Mags, thank you so much for joining us on this podcast.
Thanks for
this
having me.
episode. Let the people know where they can find you.
Sure. So you can find me at AvengerMags on Twitter and Blue Sky, mainly talking about trails and all the things that go with that, and other JRPGs. I really love Xenoblade, really love Persona, all that good stuff. And you can also find me writing for Nintendo Force Magazine. Very, very blessed to be a staff writer with that team. And so, you can find us there. We release a new magazine every 2 months. You can sign up via Patreon. It's a great publication just about all things Nintendo. And so you can learn about games, news, collecting, that sort of thing. It's just all good. So
Amazing.
Awesome.
So I didn't hear you mention Kingdom Hearts there. Where's your Kingdom Hearts at right now?
So I started out playing Chain of Memories on Game Boy Advance. Now
Okay.
I will say I didn't know any better. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. So
I was a child, and
different
I saw
platform
the
too,
commercial
like-
and. Yeah, I was a kid. I saw the commercial. I heard Simple and Clean, and I was like, I need that game, and so I got it for Christmas. So I've played it, and I've played a little bit of the first one, and that's all that I've played.
Peak is waiting for you.
I
Peak
know.
is waiting for you. Like
I would love to have them like all on Switch too. Like I hope that it can happen one day,
it's
because I
gonna
know what
happen.
Yeah, I just think that'd be perfect.
it'll probably happen. It'll probably happen.
And
But
not like
yeah,
the cloud versions, because I
No.
just don't.
No, like a
I
real
don't wanna
native
mess
one,
with that.
Get that shit out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm sorry if you don't want to be
listen,
my friend
Kingdom
after
Hearts,
this
like,
camp.
like Trails is here. Kingdom Hearts is like right here. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like, Kingdom Hearts will always be my goat because it's
Sure.
just like playing it as a kid like just really taught you life lessons, shaped you into like the person that I am today.
Yeah.
And so like it'll always be my goat. But Trails like is easily right there with it. So I think you'll really like it. I think that there's
Yeah.
a lot of like while the storytelling is very different and like the structure of the series is like very different, I think a lot of the things that I like about Trails, like with the character work and stuff, is very present in Kingdom Hearts. So I think you'll really enjoy it. Cool. Kevin, do you have anything else for the people before we dip out?
No, man, I'm sick. I'm ready to go back to bed.
Alrighty, everybody, you can follow me on socials at CamFinalMix, and you can follow Kevin on socials at Kevin Kenson. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this week's episode, and until next time, we'll catch you later.
Later.